Hey there, Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. Look at this, your card's showing up on the bottom. Welcome to your reading for October 3rd through the 9th. We're going to take the 9-card spread, see what's going on, and pull cards as we work our way through the moon to get you advice on how to work with it. And since the moon rules your sign, I think you're going to find that very beneficial. And then we'll pull cards at the end for the full moon that is happening in Aries on Sunday, the 9th. So we'll take a look at all that. Your overall energy here, ooh, it's kind of you. It's the High Priestess. And so you're being encouraged to really trust your intuition, which is really super strong. Cancer water signs in general have very strong intuition. Everybody has intuition, but the water signs recognize it, are more willing to work with it as a rule, just innately, and others, as we learn and we grow and we trust ourselves, we start to develop it. So it works out to be really great. So can you see all the cards? You can. Okay, great. Key to the situation here is the Six of Pentacles, finding the balance. Finding the balance in what you give and what you receive. So I have a lot of strong Cancer placements, and I can tell you it's the receiving part that's usually the tricky part for a Cancer. Sometimes, though, when we get hurt really bad, we will lock down really tight, and we'll go into our shell, and then receiving becomes harder. So depending on where you are in your journey, you're being invited to be open to both. And I think that you may be in lockdown mode as opposed to overgiving at this point. And you may have gotten there because you were giving away too much and things got out of balance. And so you locked down tight. And the reason I think that, well, there's a lot of reasons, but we'll look at this. The obstacle here, the thing to overcome is this Four of Cups. It is the opportunity that beckons. And so if you're really locked down, you're not receiving the opportunities that are being brought to you by Spirit through divine timing. You'll notice it in opportunities that come to you. Sometimes it's what people say, things that trigger in your heart, things that you hear. And so it's things that you hear literally listening to songs on the radio or conversations that you overhear. It is going to be your sense of hearing, not just listening to yourself and your spirit guide team. That, yes, but I feel like they're going to be speaking to you through these other easier, accessible ways to hear what they're saying, because when we're really stressed out, it's kind of hard to tune into what we're hearing inside. And so pay attention to what you're hearing in the outer world. That is the message that Spirit is trying to bring forward for you, because there's a lot of shakeup for you around your root chakra system. How do you feel safe and secure? These are very trying times financially going on in the world right now. And so that's going to kind of just create a lot of destruction around that, not to mention war zones and natural disasters and all the things that are going on right now. They're creating a lot of instability in the area of your root chakra. And so you've been trying to figure out, how can I create a secure, safe foundational base in which to build from? And that is very much a Cancer project throughout your life. Like that is definitely something that gets a lot of focus from you. How can I create the nurturing environment at home where I feel safe and secure, where my family feels safe and secure? Whether you're divine feminine or masculine, however you identify, the divine feminine energy of Cancer is always trying to create a nurturing space, and we have both within us. So however you choose to identify, there is something that happened, something that shook everything up, which is why everything feels out of control here, because you have a lot of anxiety around a tower moment. So this is in the past. I feel like it's already happened. It's not something I'm telling you about that's coming in the future. You already know what you're dealing with, and that's what's got you a little shaken up here. Now, it could have been in the distant past or the recent past. It's kind of hard to tell. You know, I know I'm talking really fast, and that's really weird, because usually that only happens when the moon is in Gemini, but the moon is in Sagittarius. So it could be that Mars in Gemini has got me like, oh, so I'm going to take a deep breath and slow down. All right, so the way through this energy here is the energy of the Fool. It is to take the big leap of faith, to trust yourself, to be willing to step out on that edge, because there is something interesting happening here. But it is going to require you having confidence in yourself and being willing to take a risk, take a chance, and trust that the universe has got your back. And they're talking to you loud here. They're like, listen, we're trying to offer you this opportunity. It's coming in. We need you to take this opportunity. So where's the opportunity that you're sort of bypassing? Because the Ace of Wands, the passionate new adventure, the new idea, the inspiration, that's what is the action to take, is taking a hold of that and going for it. So that's really very interesting energy here. We have here the card of the moon, but it's in the, okay, so you're up in your head about something. All right, so full moon that we're having in Aries is conjunct Chiron, bringing up a lot of childhood issues. And I think that for you, you're definitely thinking about him, because here you could see his shadow, but it looks like a small child in the past. And so that nurturing, that trying to bring things in. And in the heart space, we have the Nine of Swords. So whatever this is, I feel like you're waking up in the middle of the night and not being able to go back to sleep because you're thinking about relitigating. Wow, that's interesting, relitigating. Okay, so looking through, sifting through what happened and how it happened and who was at fault and where was the balance, where was the fairness? And a lot of times I have to say there was no fairness. A lot of things that happened when I was a child that I would complain. This is not fair. My mom would say, who said that life had to be fair? Well, it doesn't have to be. It would be nice. So here's the thing. You can't fix the past other than to love and accept yourself for who you are and understand that what happened to you in the past has helped to shape and mold you and form you into the person that you are now. And now you're in the position where you make choices and decisions for yourself that you may not have been able to make as a small child. And so it is about honoring how every decision makes you feel. Because maybe your feelings were not honored as a child. And so you, as an adult, taking care of your inner child with this full moon, you say, wait, you know what? From now on, I'm going to honor how I feel inside, what brings me joy, what brings me happiness, and make choices in my life that surround that. And so there's all these rainbows coming out of this Ace of Wands here. And so it's very much the healing energy of this new idea, this inspiration that comes after a storm, right? It's the idea that you create your own pot of gold through the choices and the decisions you make that honor yourself for who you are. And so you're being asked to take the lead in your own life, the Three of Wands. This is not sitting there waiting for your ships to come in. This is not sitting there watching them go out. This is you actually manifesting and creating from your own power, your own energy, what it is that you want to bring in. Whoa, where did my voice go? Have you lost your voice? Okay. That was really wild. There is a lot. So on Facebook every day, I do little card pulls. And this week, the throat chakra came up so many times. The throat chakra but the throat chakra is about what is the truth. What is your truth? It is about expressing and standing up for yourself, taking the lead, knowing what your truth is, and taking actions in accordance with what is true for you. And so that is one thing. I also want to invite you, I'm going to pull cards for each of the signs of the zodiac after I do the weekly collective reading Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time zone in the U.S. If you'd like to join, it's a premiere, so it's a live chat. The video is about 35 minutes long, I think, and so there's time if you have questions and you want to pop them into the chat, that I will help you with them. So let's take a look. Let's travel with the moon this week and see how to really work with it, since that is your ruling planet, is very beneficial for you. And it starts out on Monday in the opposing sign of Capricorn. And it is always great to reach across the zodiac and to pull in the energy from the other side, because that's what creates the balance. And the wheel of the zodiac doesn't wobble because the strengths and the weaknesses are balanced across the zodiac. And so it's always good to do that, to pull yourself across. So look, this right here, the moon in Capricorn, it is about working toward, it's about choosing how to work toward the dream, toward the goal. And this happened, this change, this tower, this thing happened. What's lit up though is her heart. And so I almost feel like maybe it was a change of heart because it's in the heart center. It was something that a long held belief that you've changed on some issue, which I probably would state is probably a good thing, because the tenacity of a Cancer to hang on to really tightly something that you believe in, irregardless of what seems like preponderance of evidence, sometimes that's beneficial and sometimes it's detrimental. And so there's a need to really be discerning about that. And this week we've got Pluto again trining with Mercury, and so lots of truths being revealed, plus the full moon shining a light. Both the sun and the moon are really bright and shining light. And so a lot of choice energy around what is true for you, and not all the truths that are coming and being brought to the surface are necessarily things that we would want in our lives. And so there's a lot of discerning going on this week. And so you have here changes is unavoidable and love without condition. And so I think part of what happens here to create the balance is when we recognize that we don't always know how to do everything perfectly, right? And we learn to be compassionate with ourselves. We say, you know what? I did the best I could in the circumstances I was in with the knowledge and information that I had at the time. And so compassion is when you recognize that I see the hurt, I see the pain, but I don't have to live in it. So that's compassion for yourself. And this unconditional love means you have the opportunity to nurture your inner child, to heal the inner child, to give yourself the love and the respect and to honor your feelings and to seek the joy in a way that you may not have had the power to do so when you were a small child. And so change is inevitable. Something is changing and shifting, but it feels like in a really good way. And when you can learn to unconditionally love yourself first, then you can learn how to unconditionally love others. So you have here, when the moon moves into Aquarius, it's at 6:20 a.m. Eastern Time Zone US. There's a lot of energy that's very supportive. It kind of brings in this grand trine energy this week in air of the moon and the sun conjunct Venus with Saturn, and in the energy of choice with what's going on with where the moon and Jupiter is. And it's a chance to really expand by making clear-headed choices, and you have courage. You are safe. Fear is the illusion. Fear is the illusion. Set strong, healthy boundaries and trust that the universe has you. Courage and trust. And with that comes delight, which is really this new vitality. It's seeking what brings you joy and what brings you happiness. And so Tuesday and Wednesday, when that moon is in that trine energy, this is really a good time to feel into what brings you joy and happiness and make choices that are in alignment with what it is that you're going for. The Delight card says, count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in simple things and always expect the best. Always expect the best. And the reason they say always expect the best is that what you feed. Remember, we have that fear card, and this is kind of a fear card, and there was another one, I don't remember what one. Okay, so the thing about fear is that when you feed the fear, that's what grows. When you feed the hope, when you feed the love, when you feed the joy, that's what grows. And so it really depends, and feeding it is where you spend your time thinking. Where you spend time, darkest fears, there we go. I knew there was a spirit card here. That's in the heart space. And the more you give that power, then the greater the fear grows. But the more you give love power, the more you slap this unconditional love here, love without condition. And that begins with loving yourself without condition. Things move forward. So I have a new deck here, and so this one you have is Rapunzel, and this is for when the moon is in Pisces, that fellow water sign. Pisces has this really dreamy energy, and so I have this new deck. And so I'm going to actually read you the little synopsis from it because I'm still learning it. But we have Rapunzel. And Rapunzel, letting down your golden hair to me in the moonlight, it's kind of really, that is the epitome of hope. I am hoping that there is a rescue. I don't want you to count on others to rescue you. You should be able to rescue yourself in this world. But here we have, you have locked yourself in an ivory tower. Again, that is that energy I feel of you closing in the shell and protecting yourself and not letting anyone in and missing out on a great opportunity. So you have locked yourself in an ivory tower, which in a way is fine, since by doing so you have learned to grow self-sufficient. However, the moment has come to get out of this protected yet limited cocoon. Time is running quickly. You cannot spend your whole life away from the world, so carefully choose. Again, the energy of choice. Carefully choose who you let in, and even more importantly, choose to get out and free yourself from everything that could restrain your territory. Trust. This is this. Look, you're up in the tower there. See that? And you're being encouraged to let yourself free. And you don't need to climb down your rope of hair. You can fly free. Set yourself free. And you're going to do this through unconditionally loving yourself. Unconditionally loving yourself. That is always where it starts. All right, so then we have that moon moving into Aries, where we are going to end up with that full moon. And that full moon happens at 4:55 p.m. Eastern Time Zone, U.S. That 55 minutes is universal for most time zones. And that 55 is the energy of change. 5 is change. So 5 plus 5 is change. Together they add to a 10. A 10 is the wheel of fortune. Things changing and moving in divine timing. And this happens on the 9th. And then the next day we have the 10-10 gateway. So I kind of, the cards I pulled in the premiere video are kind of for that full moon into the energy of that 10-10 gateway. And next week we'll look more closely at that 10-10 gateway. But it is a real opportunity that's coming for you. And Pluto is going to station direct at that 26 degrees of Capricorn, which is opposing your sign. It's in the final degrees. It is about really knowing where to anchor in your energy in order to bring the balance in order to know what to do to move forward. And you have here discover, play, and support. You're really being asked, discover and play, right? Discover through what brings the joy and the delight. Spirit is supporting you. Trust that they have got your back. Let yourself, set yourself free to go and do these things, to take care of yourself. That full moon, it's happening at 16 degrees and 33 minutes of Aries. And so it's right smack in the middle of it. It is on the first 9 degrees of Aries, 0 to 9. That's where you're learning and integrating and learning how to be a child. And then when we get to 16, it's much like when you're 16 years old. It's where you start testing the boundaries. You start giving yourself some freedom. And with it being conjunct that inner child, it is definitely like you just got your driver's license. So go ahead and get behind the wheel of your chariot there, Cancer, and go for it. So you have, for that full moon, definitely they want you to break free and go have some fun. It says, speak your world into being. First, know what you want. Say it out loud. Be willing to speak it, and then you have go wild. Then go wild. Let yourself free. Freedom is definitely the watchword for you this week. It is freedom. The freedom to choose the direction you want to go. Set yourself free from the tight confines that you have stuck yourself in. This is beautiful. It's safe to test the waters. It's safe to set yourself free, get a little wild and crazy, and do something that really brings in the joy and the happiness for you this week. All right, Cancer. I would love to see you at the premiere. That's at 7:30 Eastern Time Zone, U.S. I'm on Facebook every day. Stop by, check it out, see what's going on there. I'm really into the astrology there. And you guys take really good care. And in the comment section below, tell me what you're going to do that is going to set yourself free or what you're looking forward to doing. I am curious to hear. It sounds great. And be sure to hit the thumbs up if you haven't already done so. Have a great week, Cancer. See you soon.